Now, you see, we have a little bit of a problem. I bought this bag of kettle corn on the Santa Monica Pier for $4. It smelled really, really good. I'm driving by on the Bird. Of course, you guys already know, love those little scooters. I'll throw up a clip of that. But I was driving by, or riding by, smell it. I'm like, where's that coming from? I'm buying some. It's really not that good. Kind of disappointed. But anyways, what's going on, everyone? Hayden here, coming back at you with a brand new video. And in this one, we're gonna be talking about what is the best, absolute best online business to start in and during 2018. First of all, there's a lot of different things you can do. I'm gonna go through like kind of the main promoted ones, you know. You'll see it here in a second, like the stuff that's widely spread and a few things that you might not have really heard about. Some stuff that's more low key, but it might make sense. I'm gonna break down the pros and cons of each, what I would do in certain situations, and which one is, I don't want to say better, because it really depends on you, your skill set, and what you want to do. But just watch the video and hopefully get a clear idea on what you want to do if you have not decided 100% yet. And before we jump into my computer, I do just want to say, pick one thing. So it doesn't even have to be on this list. I'm just going to go through and explain a few things. Some of the stuff I do, some I don't do, some I have friends who do. I'm going to explain stuff that's a business, as well as some stuff you can make money with, but it's not really a business. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. But just know, you can do all these things. You can have businesses on all of these things I'm gonna talk about, but you need to start with one. So you gotta focus in on that one thing, grow it, scale it, automate it, remove your time first, then you can go on to the next thing. So just keep that in the back of your mind while we're going through this. So let's jump inside of my computer and start going through it. Okay, so like I already mentioned, pros and cons, everybody is different. You're different, the next person watching this is different, I'm different, we're all different. So what works for you, what you want to do, and even if you get into one of these things, right, it might make the most sense and then it doesn't work, there's no shame in jumping and trying another thing. But there's kind of that gray line in the sand on, okay, I quit too soon, I didn't give it enough chances, enough attempts, whatever you want to call it. I didn't put in enough work to see if it will actually work, or kind of the other side of that line where it's you're running with something too long that's not working when you should be cutting your loss and just moving on to the next thing. So first of all, I'm gonna go through, like I said, kind of the basic ones that are super, you know, Tai Lopez promoting them, everybody talking about it, it's in the news, everything. Social media marketing agency. As far as I'm aware, at least this is how I figured out about it, Tai Lopez blew up the concept of this, did an extremely good job of doing that, but it's a beautiful business model. Some people still ask me, like, first of all, I'm gonna explain my story around it, but I don't really do it. People ask me, hey, do you think there's still money in social media marketing? There is, if I remember correctly, the last Google search I did, over 29 million small businesses in America. 29 million, even if 1% of those are qualified to like be a part of your service, you can close an ample amount of clients. 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, boom, right there, you're making $1 million a year, easy. Not quite easy, but simple. So it's the concept with that. There is no shortage of prospects out there. You just have to go fill your pipeline, which is a sales term, meaning how many people are, you know, in the process of, you know, knowing what you're doing, they're already interested, and then you go through and close them. So social media marketing, this is basically where you're taking a business, right? Another business, it could be a restaurant, construction company, real estate company, anyone, anything, and you're just doing their marketing. This could be Instagram influencers, Facebook ads, you could be doing their SEO, their email marketing, posting content, creating content for them, anything like that where you're signing a direct business and you're doing a service for them. You have a social media marketing agency. Personally, I don't like to call it a social media marketing agency. I think of it more as a digital agency because that's what you're doing. Social media marketing agency, just, it almost sounds childish to me. So anyways, that's a solid thing. The thing that I want to talk about that kind of on the end of pros and cons, it takes a lot of skill. You're gonna have to learn sales, persuasion. If you're younger, there is some pros and cons to just your age, because if you're young, you know how to use social media. Older people know that. But also if you're young, an older person's not gonna wanna pay you, $5,000 a month to help with their business necessarily. They're gonna be skeptical. So you're gonna probably run into some issues. There's gonna be good things because of your age and bad things. You know, if a 40-year-old walks in the door talking about knowing how to do social media, you know, they might believe an 18 to 20-year-old a little bit better just because of that demographic. So with social media, usually about 99% of the time, this is on a retainer-based commission or salary. So you have a monthly retainer. That's usually how this is structured. You know, you can be charging them $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month. So the thing that I really like about this business model is you can go from, okay, 1,000, close another person, 2,000 a month. Now you have two people, 2,000 a month. You go stack up these incomes. So if you're closing 3 people a month on average, yeah, you're only making $3,000 a month by the end of this month. But next month it's 6, then 9, then 12. So it stacks up. So if you're working just as much as the average person working 9 to 5 who makes 100 grand a year, you might start out making less within a few months, 5-6 months, you're passing them, you're kind of at their point. But then fast forward a year and you're at triple and it's residual, and now if you want to, you can take a break, just do the work for the clients. You don't have to focus on new clients, and as long as they don't drop off, you're still making money. So it is a really good business model. It was a blown up concept, but being able to help these business owners is really, really valuable, because almost none of them, like I see restaurants, I was at a restaurant for breakfast this morning, completely empty, absolutely ridiculous. It's like you could fill those seats. These business owners want their, I don't want to keep using the example for restaurants, but they want their services being used. They want to make money. So if you can show that you can make them money, which that in itself, doing the marketing is a skill you have to build, maybe a social media marketing agency is for you. Now, this is one of my main things, is what I focus on, e-commerce. There's a few different ways you can do this. You can sell stuff on Amazon. You can sell stuff on eBay. You can use things like Shopify, which is a great platform, and you can even use WooCommerce. Any of these different platforms to sell stuff. Doing e-commerce, what is commerce, first of all? That is the buying and selling and the trade of goods. The E version of that, that's online, mail, email, commerce, e-commerce. You see how that makes sense? So you're selling stuff online, running an online business through whatever platform you want to do. That's great, because for the most part, you don't have to touch the product unless you're trying to hold inventory, which is, if you're doing drop shipping, which is the part of it that I'm doing, that's where I'm essentially sourcing products from China or from another country. And I don't have to bring them to me. I don't have to ship them. I don't have to fulfill the orders. And I ship them to the US or to the UK, wherever that order is going, each individual order for whoever is ordering from my store. So it's very simple. I don't hold any inventory. The pro to that is don't really have any upfront costs. You don't need certain licenses or any special stuff. There's no additional fees. It's a very simple, not that expensive business model to get in. That's drop shipping. Amazon, these are the different types of things inside of e-commerce you can do. Amazon FBA, you have to buy the products up front and then send them to Amazon, so that the Amazon fulfillment center can then fulfill that order once it gets placed. So the thing with that, Amazon's great. I know a lot of people making money, but if you don't have a lot of money to start, maybe Amazon's not for you. Maybe your skill set or what you need to do lies with Shopify or eBay. So usually that's one of those things. And Amazon, by the way, it takes time. It's gonna take, as far as I understand, I've never done it, like 2 or 3 months at least for the products to get there and everything to get set up. So that time aspect is huge. E-commerce definitely has a lot of benefits. One of the things I want to mention with this is you don't have to go business to business, which is frequently what people are doing with social media marketing. So you can just chill by the pool. If you're an introvert, that's definitely something that, at least for me, that was a big attraction. I didn't necessarily want to always be going out. I did that. I'm going to talk at the end about my experience and what I exactly do and how I've done this. But with e-commerce, if you want to be kind of the person who's a little bit more quiet, reserved, just chilling at your house, you can do that. And one of the biggest things, e-commerce has, technically, you can scale to infinity. There is no cap, there is no scale limit. So if you want to make $100 selling a water bottle, you could also make $100,000 a day selling the water bottle. You just have to get it out to more people. So, a lot goes into that with the marketing, which is a lot of the content on this channel. But doing e-commerce, there's a lot of scalability in what you're doing, and there's millions, tens of millions of products you can sell. Anything, lamps, silverware, bottles, cups, hats, phone cases, anything. So there's literally anything you can sell online. Anything you have, just look around. Take a look around now. You want to sell pencils? Cool, you can do that. You can source everyday products that people have a demand for. You don't have to touch it. You're basically the middleman connecting a supplier to a buyer, and you can mark up the price. So if you buy something for $2 and sell it for $20, you take that $18 difference. That's it. So simple as that. E-commerce has a lot of pros. Now, cryptocurrency, this is what I mentioned in the beginning, where it's something you can do to make money, but it's not necessarily a business. So for this, I want to just talk about the markets in general. I don't consider stocks a business, Forex a business, cryptocurrency a business. That's like a currency. That's a form of the markets that you're trading, which in my opinion, to a degree, it's technically gambling. To a degree, it's not. You can argue it whatever way you want, but I don't think the markets is a business. That's a skill you can learn, and you can make money with that. Pros, it's interesting. You'll learn a lot about different industries, different, how money moves, market working, everything with that. Plus, it's one of those like long-term older skills. So you want to go to a big bank on Wall Street, you know how to trade stocks. That's, something of value. Whereas one of the things I want to talk about with the cons, which is why, I personally stopped trading stocks. I don't really mess with cryptocurrency. First of all, it's very tough to predict. So unless you spend a lot of time and you've mastered this stuff, which some people still agree that you can't make money with that, which people do make money, but I'm not gonna get into whether it's luck or whatever, but you can lose money. You can lose a lot of money with this. You go into social media marketing, you have nothing, you spend no money, you're just walking business to business trying to close a client. You don't have much to lose. So if you're at the bottom, you're not making any money, you're trying to get your life started, whatever it is, you don't really have much to lose. Whereas with stocks, you're gonna need a lot of money to actually go through, $5, $10, $50, $100,000, whatever it is for you to go through and learn how to do this. You're gonna lose money, you are. So understanding that stuff, that is a way to make money. People do it, I know people who do. I know people who have failed. I've made money in both stocks and cryptocurrency. I don't mess with Forex at all, but cryptocurrency and stocks, I've made money, I've lost money as well. So that's a couple different things. The next thing I wanna talk about, social media influencer. This doesn't have to be a personal brand. So one of the things I started with, I'm gonna talk more about my story at the end of this. I started growing Instagram influencer pages. That was one of the first things that started making me money. I was growing big pages in the car niche, luxury, like men's fashion, yachts, quotes pages, entrepreneur pages, stuff that was like, I create the name, I create the logo, the brand, and I push that content out and I get it out there and I grow it, I grow the following, the audience, and I can monetize that, right? I can make money off of it. It's not necessarily a person's face. So it's not like a personal brand, like a model or even me. Right now, this is a personal brand. So you can go ahead, if you don't wanna be on camera, if you don't wanna do anything, just go figure out how to make viral videos on Facebook or figure out how to get content on the Explore page on Instagram and grow a massive meme page. There's plenty of people making money. I was just in Miami like 2 months ago. My buddy's making 20, 30 grand a month. A lot of them, they're just, nobody knows who they are. They run a few of the big Instagram pages that I'm sure a lot of you guys follow. They're just making money, chilling, they're 14-year-olds, 15, 16, 20. All these people that dominate social media, they're behind the scenes. So again, if you're an introvert in that sense, this could definitely be one of the better business models for you. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. If you have a large Instagram page, you can then sell e-commerce products that relate to the niche of that page. So if you have a massive page that reposts funny cat videos, go sell a cat necklace on the page. It makes sense, it's congruent. So can make a lot of money doing that and not have to spend money for marketing since you own that traffic source. Now, social media influencer, that's a lot of different things. That's more like a creative one that a lot of people don't talk about with the business end of things. Now, consulting, you have to have some sort of skill built around this first for whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. You could teach someone cryptocurrency, stocks, Forex, how to become a social media influencer, e-commerce, how to sell social media marketing clients, anything like that. Do consulting, but you have to have results beforehand. So you got to know something. You could consult people how to fix a bike if you know how to fix a bike, anything like that. So there's a lot of different things, and that doesn't always have to be online. Ideally it is. You can do it through social media. You can consult people, jump on a Skype call or whatever. There's a lot of money to be made. One of the biggest cons I see in that, and that I know that from experience, is you're spending your one-on-one time. So for me, a lot of people ask me, hey, can we jump on a call for 30 minutes or an hour, do consulting, I'll pay you $500 or whatever. I decline almost every single person because that's now, if I accepted that, me and them sitting down one-on-one for, let's just call it an hour. I could use that hour to go work on my own businesses and my own stuff that long-term I would make way more money. Like not even close to a comparison. Like I used to do it, yeah, it's easy money or whatever, but it's all right, long-term versus short-term, what do you want to do? So that's one thing to think about. There's people, Sam Ovens, you guys might have seen him. He's marketing, all over the internet now, but he has a massive consulting agency, like a 7 or 8 figure consulting agency. Consulting's a big thing. People consult with Walmart, Walmart, I'm sure, has consultants that they pay over $1 million a year to consult with them. So consulting can be a good business as well. Now, this is like a little bonus I want to give you guys. It's like half online. This is something you could do if you're younger. It's definitely a lower startup cost, simpler business models that you could definitely get a lot of your parents on board with the idea of doing this. You could flip stuff on Craigslist or even eBay, so that's where it could be online, sell a product online. Find stuff at garage sales. Go get it in person. If you find someone that threw out a desk on the side of the road and has a sign that says free, but you could sell it for 20 bucks on Craigslist. Stuff like that. Hustle, sell stuff around your house, just flip stuff. You buy something for $5, sell it for 15. Go to the thrift shop, any of that, discounted stores, stuff on clearance. There's so many different things. That right there, you don't need to open a full business for that unless you really scale it, but that's a business, it's a business model, flipping stuff. You're buying something and selling it for a profit. You can make money off that. That's the whole name of the game, that's the point. So what I want to kind of get across is there's a lot of different things you can do. Like I said at the beginning, I strongly believe this. You need to focus on one thing. It could be something other than these. These are just a couple of things that I have a little bit of experience with. I've done this stuff. This stuff is, some of the main stuff, some of the stuff that people might not think about. Now, I do want to give you guys a quick rundown on what I've done with social media, because I actually got into social media marketing before e-commerce, kind of. So I hadn't really scaled or done much with e-commerce. All my friends were starting to crush it with social media marketing. So I'm like, okay, let me do this. I was not any sort of extroverted person until like 8 to 12 months ago when I started traveling. So for me, trying to do this about a year and a half ago, it was extremely difficult to walk into a business cold, to cold approach someone, to call 300 people in a day, trying to pitch them on something. It's a skill. I did it successfully. I've gotten clients, I've lost clients, I have clients, and I've managed to outsource clients. Still make money from that, but it's not a business that I would personally want to grow. I don't, it's just my personality type. It's not saying you shouldn't do it. You can make a stupid amount of money with that. Now, e-commerce, this played into the whole introvert thing. I like to just kind of be at home or go travel or go sit by the pool. I might go sit by the pool in 30 minutes if I want to. I don't know, run some ads. You can make money doing kind of whatever you want. You just got to figure out what's the best fit, run with that. And if you can make it work, great. If you can't, all right, back up and try something else. So that's definitely a big thing. The point of this is that there's a lot of people who want to get into stuff. This is ideally targeted towards like the younger people who don't know 100%. Even if you're older, you don't know what you want to do. This hopefully gave you some ideas on things you could do, why you would do it, what makes sense, and a little bit of how to do it. So e-commerce is primarily the content that I post on this channel. So if you want to get into that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Hayden. I primarily do e-commerce. If you guys want help with that, if you have other ideas, questions, maybe business models that you think are interesting that I might not have talked about, drop it in the comments down below. Would love to talk back and forth with you guys inside of there. And if you did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like. And of course, join the family, join the gang by hitting that nice looking subscribe button. And I post every single day. So I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow in the next one. Peace.